Welcome back to Elablo. Today we are going to see the second part of the Matrix series. Quick recap: in the last video we see that humankind lost to AI and now humanity are enslaved by the machines in the virtual reality. Plus they are used as power The overall calming of humanity is used to keep people controlled without directly harming them. To keep their prisoners calm, the machines use computer-generated virtual reality called the Matrix. This virtual world is sent into the prisoners' minds and makes them forget about their past lives. So they created the first Matrix model. Neo has joined a group called the Nebuchadnezzar and is working with them to rescue other people from a computer program called the Matrix. Kid, also known as Michael Karl Popper in the past, is a teenager who is unhappy and thinks that there is an issue with the world. One night, the child uses his computer to join a chat room where hackers gather on the internet. He asks a question to the group, wondering why his dreams seem more lifelike than his waking experiences. He receives a message from someone he doesn't know, probably Neo. Then, he asks who the person is and if they are by themselves. The next day at school, he mindlessly writes Neo and Trinity's names and scribbles "Get me out of here" in his notebook. He gets a phone call from Neo on his mobile phone. She tells him that a team of agents is coming to find him. He is being followed and chased all around the high school until he is trapped on the roof. He believes strongly in Neo and jumps off the roof. At the funeral of the child, his teacher talks to another person who works at the school. The teacher shares that they believe the world they live in is not true and that the real world exists somewhere else. He also thinks that reality can be frightening and the kid must have experienced harm in the world. But now, the kid is in a safer and better world. The next part of the story changes as the child wakes up in the actual world. Neo and Trinity are there, taking care of him. They say that he has proven himself by leaving the Matrix by himself. The ending of the story reveals that the child's final question in the online chat room for hackers was replied to with the message, "You have other people with you." Sis is playing her favorite training game that takes place in ancient Japan. After she successfully defeats an enemy cavalry while playing as a samurai woman, a lone male samurai named Duo appears, whom Sis recognizes. At first, the two people fight together as friends to see how good each other is at fighting. During their fight, Duo briefly takes away her weapon for a short time. He is not sure if she can focus and is thinking about whether she is sorry for choosing the red pill and leaving the calm virtual life. They keep fighting until she finally beats Duo. Right now, Duo says that he wants to talk and has stopped the signal so the operator can't hear. Sis thinks he wants to ask her to marry him, but instead, he actually wants to go back to the Matrix and wants Sis to go with him. When Sis thinks he is joking, Duo says he is being serious and claims he has talked to the machines. He says this is the only way to find peace before it is too late. He asks Sis to come back to him, but she says no. Duo starts to argue more forcefully, saying that he doesn't care about the truth anymore. He believes that how they live their lives is what matters, even if it's not based on reality. As Sis gets really surprised, their fight becomes more intense and strong, and they both end up on top of a building when Duo repeats that the machines are coming. Sis thinks he has let down the humans, so she tries to run away and find someone to help her leave the simulation. However, Duo tells her that nobody can hear them, and he asks if she wants to go with him again. She says no again, and Duo quickly jumps to attack her. As the sword is being swung at her, Sis stays in her place, focuses, and grabs the sword, causing it to break. She grabs the broken part of the sword, and just as Duo is dying, she suddenly wakes up and realizes that her interaction with Duo was actually part of a training program. A person named Kaiser tells her that she did well on the test and achieved the goals of the test. She was very angry and disappointed when she found out that Joey was not a real person. She hit him in the face and left. He says that she passed the test except for the last part. Only extraordinary individuals have the tendency to discover the existence of the Matrix. People who have a unique ability to sense things are very sensitive to their surroundings and tend to ask a lot of questions. However, there are exceptions to this, as some people achieve wisdom. In the next episode, we are going to see Usain Bolt, the fastest man alive, and how he get out of the Matrix and seeing the world as just by surpassing the limitation of human being. If you are still here, smash that like button and subscribe to not miss content like this every week.